Hey there, Minnesota Vikings fans. Tom Downey here with some news on a roster move. Technically two, I guess, made by Minnesota. The previously discussed signing of Dede Westbrook is official. He's come aboard the Vikings roster, and it comes at the cost of a roster spot for rookie defensive lineman Jaylen Twyman. He was released by the organization, technically waived actually, on Monday to, help make room for Dede Westbrook. Now, Twyman was waived with a non-football injury that stems from the 4 gunshot wounds he suffered earlier before the preseason. Now, this does not mean that Twyman has truly been cut by Minnesota. Because he's been waived with an injury, here's what happens. A team can claim Twyman if they want. They have to keep him on their active 90-man roster. If Twyman goes unclaimed, which is at least a real possibility, and clearly Minnesota thinks that's going to happen, then he would revert to the team's reserve NFI list and could potentially return later on in the season. Now, ESPN had previously reported that Twyman would be healthy in time for the start of the season, that 2 of the gunshot wounds had fully healed, and he was very close to being fully back for Minnesota. We'll go more in depth on Twyman, Minnesota's defensive line, and Westbrook here as well, but first, give me your one-word reaction to the waiving of the rookie from Pitt. Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. Now, Twyman, even before the gunshot wounds, I wasn't sure how big of a role he was really going to have. Dalvin Tomlinson, Sheldon Richardson, the currently a bit banged up as well. Michael Pierce might not be an instant guy right now for this organization, but I think he'll be good to go in time for week 1. You got Lynch, Hercules Mataafa, who I know some of you guys like. UDFA, Jordan Scott's more of a run stopper. Twyman was really going to be a developmental backup for Minnesota, which he can still be, and still be on this developmental process for Minnesota after being waived. As for my thoughts on him as a prospect, his stock frankly dropped from where it was at the end of the 2019 campaign. Twyman did not play. He opted out, then bulked up heavily to an extent that I didn't really think made any sense for him. I thought he was going to be best as a disruptive 3 technique. Then he bulked up a lot and didn't test well. In the end, he was my number 218th overall player. Not that far from where he went near the back end of round 6. He was barely a top 200 pick, 199 overall. A number 14 defense tackle in a pretty bad draft class and a 6th-round grade. So clearly the NFL and I saw Twyman pretty similarly. Now, of course, we mentioned this, but we'll mention it again, too. The addition of Dede Westbrook. The contract details are now in. He signed a 1-year deal worth $1.12 million. Former 4th-round pick. I think he is the favorite to be this team's wide receiver 3. And that's not a huge claim given what they have right now on the roster. But I think the addition of Westbrook was a good one for Minnesota. Obviously, you have one of, if not top 3, top 4, top 2, whatever, best 1-2 punches at wide receiver with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Westbrook, I believe, will be an upgrade over Chad Beebe and B.C. Johnson. So I'm a bit surprised it comes at the expense of waiving/injured defensive lineman Jaylen Twyman, but getting Westbrook was, after all, a good move for Minnesota.